Hi, welcome back to Sgcarmart Reviews. I'm Zixuan and today we have the Toyota GR86 with us here. When you hear the name 86, the first thing you think of is probably the AE 86 AE86, initially tofu car. So the AE86 was actually based on an economical Toyota Corolla, and the tuners and pop culture made it famous and made it good. But with the GR86, Toyota actually took the essence that everybody's looking for and built it from ground up as a proper driver's car. So it really is something very special. Okay. If you are thinking of buying a car like this Toyota GR86 and trade in your car for it, why not try selling your car with Quotz? Quotz helps you sell your car quickly and easily. With the new Quotz doorstep, get a professional inspection by our certified mechanics at your convenience anywhere on the island. Quotz will then auction out your car online to its wide network of dealers to bid on your car. Once bidding is complete, Quotz will update you with the best offer price at no obligation. It's that easy. Now, let's get back to the review. Starting with the front end, you notice the biggest difference of this from its predecessor is probably the headlight already. The headlight of the predecessor was slicker, more aggressive. This has a wide-eyed look to it, which I reckon is actually more premium. It reminds me of cars like the Porsche 718, the Caymans, you know, and this hunch over here is the same thing, sitting inside. It feels like, you know, maybe you might be piloting a 911 or something with both the hunches at the side. A very nice feeling to it. So another more interesting part of the front end is you can see this mouth. I like to call it like the mouth of the car. It's actually very massive. So there is a BRZ, which is a Subaru twin of this car, if you might say. I mean, you might call that. That has a slightly smaller front end. The front grille is slightly smaller and looks a bit less aggressive. So I actually prefer this a lot. And it's functional as well. So not fake vents here, you can actually see what's inside there, and this vent is also rear. It actually passes through from right here. So functional, good looking, premium, very lovely. Moving on to the side of the car, you'll see these really good looking rims. So these are 18 inches and they look really good in my opinion. You don't even need an aftermarket rim for this. These are great. So these vents, remember how I said the whole car is designed very functional. These are actual rear vents with holes. It's not just for show there. And the rest of the car is just pretty. The silhouette, the white arches that looks really sexy, and it ends with this swooping duct here. This is just a very pretty looking car. So I wouldn't really change anything of it. Maybe I lower it a bit, but looks great. So let's move on to the rear of the car. So at the rear of the car, you notice that it actually looks very different from the previous car. In fact, it reminds me a bit of the older Aston Martin Vantage, and I think it's DB9, that era. It got that really premium feel to it. So functional things as well again. The exhaust tips, they are massive, but these are connected. It's not for show, man. You don't have downturn exhaust pipe with a fake tip. No such things here. Everything functional, sporty, very good. So let's have a look at the boot space. It wouldn't pass the anti-trolley test. This is actually 226 liters of boot space, so it's not exactly unusable. But our local unit, there's this full-size spare wheel over here, so it took up a little bit of space. But seeing that there's a recess here, you can actually still fit your groceries in there. So it's actually still very usable. Let's move on to the interior. The Toyota GR86 is priced from $138,888 without COE. The 2.4-litre naturally aspirated engine produces 225 brake horsepower and 250 Nm of torque. The 6-speed manual transmission brings the car from 0 to 100 km per hour in 6.3 seconds. The car has a claimed fuel consumption of 11.9 km per litre. For more details on the Toyota GR86 or any other car, head on to sgcarmart.com to help you make the smart choice on your next car. Now, so if you are wondering, this car is actually able to seat 4 people. It's a 2+2 design. But as you can see from my driving position, there's not really much space and I don't think I will actually fit behind there. So Here's some footage of my fellow colleagues giving it a try. So this is really a very nice place to be in. It's a driver-centric feel, you know, everything feels good. And right in front of you is a 7-inch digital cluster which shows important information that you need. There's this chart which shows the torque curve and the power curve of the car. Then you move on, there's G-forces, things that you'll probably only use in a track. There's even a lap timer. This is amazing. You can really just go and have fun with it. So now for the infotainment, you can see that it's a very large and usable screen, and there is Apple CarPlay and Android Auto connection. Although it's not wireless, but you can easily connect it with the wire, and it works really well for Google Maps, Waze and whatnot. It's perfect. There are physical knobs which I really like, because if you want to change the volume while you are driving, you don't want to be fiddling with a touch screen. And then there's the aircon controls located right below here, so it isn't confusing at all. Everything here is for aircon, that's it. So now let's talk about the most important part of a driver-centric car, a manual transmission. You don't get this much anymore, and it's not just manual, it's a manual transmission that is really very nicely made. You give it a clutch, go in, you shift the gears, it's notchy, yet it isn't too tight or too heavy whereby you need to, you know, really force it in. So moving on, we have an actual proper handbrake. So if you are planning to go to the gymkhana or any nice event where you want to kick the tail out, you got a proper handbrake, not some electric stuff. Then moving on, we have these buttons over here. So this car, it's so driver-centric that they don't even bother to give you a sport mode or normal comfort mode. Don't really have any drive modes here. So what you have is you have the ability to turn off the traction control, to turn off the active stability system and stuff, to allow you to maybe kick the tail end out a little, and it's all controlled with these buttons. Another favorite part of mine is really these seats. This seats, the design, the side bolster design of this reminds me of a seat that I really like, the Recaro Sportster CS. That's an aftermarket seat, but this really looks like very similar to it. And sitting in it, even though I'm quite huge, these side bolsters are firm enough to hold you in while you're trying to, you know, drive hard-spirited driving, but it isn't uncomfortable at all. So these are really very nice seats. Now, let's go for a drive and find out how this thing performs on the road.
Oh, I've been running from the law. Hope they won't shoot me down. They sing on a sleepless night.
The Toyota GR86 puts out 231 brake horsepower and 250 Newton meters of torque. So it is actually quite powerful. Unlike its predecessor, this thing actually has 400 more cc than before. So the effect is actually there's a lot more usable low-end torque to it. So the previous one made its maximum torque at somewhere around 5,000 RPM, I think. So this thing actually hits peak torque of 250 Newton meter in 3.7k RPM. So that's actually pretty low, considering that the peak power actually comes in at 7,000 RPM. So you got quite a bit of usable power band to it. The beauty of an NA engine is its linear power and that throttle response. That turbo car are just picky and it might be a bit difficult to control. So really, you can just enter a corner towards the exit, you give the accelerator a linear nice push, it will just accelerate out of it controllably, predictably and very nicely, just like this. So this car is actually very easy to live with, even with all its sporty credentials. The steering is very quick and agile and responsive, but yet it's very light. So light not in a bad way whereby you can't feel the tires. You still can feel it when driving hard, but on normal day driving, you don't really feel like, you know, arms day or something, your arms tired, you cannot steer the car properly. No, this is still very much a car that you would be okay driving every day. So the Toyota GR86, is it a will buy, won't buy, or go try? After driving it, I say will buy. I would actually want this. I mean, It's okay on the highway. It's excellent fun on the twisties. There's no reason to not like this car unless you can't drive a manual. Then, well, I think this car wouldn't be for you. But if you can and you enjoy driving, I can't think of anything better at this price point. So, yep. Thanks for watching. Hope you really enjoyed this review of the Toyota GR86. Remember to like, share, subscribe, share our channel to your friends, and follow us on TikTok. Till then, bye.